guys talk about wetin no dey make sense again.
Nigerians know that we are sitting out in front of the Nigerian embassy today in solidarity with our brothers and sisters out there in Nigeria who in the last 10 days have been demanding for transparency from President Muhammadu Buhari, who's been in the UK for medical treatment in the last 100 days. But before he left on May 7th, 2017, he of course had been away for 49 days. So in 2017 alone, President Buhari has only spent 78 days at work and spent 149 to 150 days on medical vacation. But what is disheartening and disappointing is that President Buhari has refused to disclose to the Nigerian people, taxpayers, how much he's spending or he has spent on his medical treatment, and has refused to disclose in a manner that we think is disrespectful what is wrong with him. And what they have done instead is to send politicians, traditional rulers, and all kinds of characters to go to London and come and tell us that he's recuperating fast. From which disease, they won't tell us. From which ailment, they have refused to tell the Nigerian people. Yet, they've parked a Nigerian presidential jet in the UK in the last 100 days. Before then, 49 days. That jet costs Nigerian parking fees. That's about 5,000 euros per day. That's in addition to what they call ESTA code. Each of President Buhari's aides that's based with him in the UK right now picks up every night about $1,000 as ESTA code. And they also have been lodged in very, very high-profile, swanky hotels in the UK, as you know. And nobody's even disclosing how much that is costing us right now. Of course, they have to also feed, and you know they don't eat little. These guys eat really big, fat food. So they are living fat on Nigerians and saying that Nigerians have no right to know what is wrong with President Buhari and to ask of him to disclose transparently what is wrong with him and how much he's wasting Nigeria's resources. What we have found out, of course, is that they've spent in the last, since 2017 when he began going on this long medical trip, they've spent over $30 million. About $5 million of that going to his aides who are being paid allowances, accommodation and all kinds of fees. They won't disclose this to us. In fact, his media spokesperson said they don't know who is funding President Buhari's medical treatment. Of course, we know that the medical treatment is not being funded from the space. It's funded from Nigeria's resources. And the reason why the president of Nigeria can be out of the country for so long is because they have refused to create opportunities at home for medical treatment to be available to the president and even ordinary people. There's mismanagement and waste of public resources. Of course, corruption is part of it. What we are here condemning today is not only the transparency or lack of it of President Buhari, but the corruption, the customized corruption that has accompanied his shady way of embarking on medical treatment. We are not against him being sick. Everybody has said that, but we are not also going to be sentimental about the fact that because he's sick we can't ask questions, because he's spending our money, he's wasting our money, he's wasting our resources, and we're entitled as a right to ask for him to explain what he's doing with the money. And don't let anybody blackmail you with the fact that this is religious. It is not. Don't let anybody blackmail you that this is somewhat because of his ethnicity. No. Let nobody blackmail you that somehow this is because of his age. No. And don't let anybody stupidly or lazily label this as corruption fighting back. No. It's actually the people who are asking Buhari to disclose his ailment that are fighting corruption. Because what we have found out that a cabal behind the president is using his ailment and illness to fleece Nigeria right now. And nobody's transparent about that. In fact, those of us who are fighting hard to ensure that there's transparency around President Buhari's health are people who are strongly fighting corruption. And it's a well-known fact that we have fought corruption and we will continue to fight corruption, either it's perpetrated by Buhari himself or other people that he took over power from. All of them, as far as we are concerned, are committing the same crime against Nigerian people if there's no transparency. So that's why we're sitting out today and we are asking President Buhari to either come back to work since his political herbalists have claimed after visiting him several in London that he is recuperating and is well now, to please go back to work and resume work. And if he cannot do that, he should do the honorable thing and resign and let the nation of Nigeria move forward. So that's our position. And we hope others will continue to sound this loud and clear that is the right thing to do, is the just thing to do, is the fair thing to do to the people of Nigeria, to the nation of Nigeria, to the resources of Nigeria. And we are not going to back down until the right thing is done. It is not a constitutional matter for us. It is what is right, and whenever something is right, it is beyond the constitution. It takes over the constitution of the country. What is right is that if you sign up for a job and you say that you'll be at work every day, you should be at work. And if you're not at work and you can't be at work, you should do what is honorable and right by ensuring that people who can do the job are allowed to continue. And we cannot allow President Buhari and his cabal to continue to hold Nigeria to ransom, and we will continue to campaign and ensure that others join us in this fight for transparency in Nigeria. So that's our position, and we're sitting out here and ensuring that this position becomes the norm. Until the right thing is done, we will not back down, and we'll continue to provide support and our voices to other Nigerians who are fighting very strongly to ensure that President Buhari does what is right. And we hope that nobody will back down. No threat, intimidation or harassment, and nobody should allow his media managers who are engaging in very criminal blackmail of activists who are fighting this to let their spirit be doused or allow their intentions, which is right in this time, to be blunted. So that's our position.
Protesting. We're live in front of the Nigeria House here in New York City. Beautiful sunny day here in New York, but we have bigger issues at hand, and this is why we're here. This is why we're here, because we know what to do in a democracy. This is when the Nigeria House are getting paid. A lot of people have been calling us that. But it's a sit-down, it's a peaceful sit-down, and we're airing our views to our own cameras. That we go to use for and it starts with at least even if we think it's not a bad thing is a bad thing.
That's right. Let Buhari either resume back to work or resign. And let me make it very clear, as part of our position, that the shamans and herbalists and politicians who have been visiting London are not professionally capable of telling us if Buhari has recuperated or not. The only people who can do that are his doctors, who he claims have told him to stay put in London. They are the only ones who can reveal to us what is wrong with the president, what kind of treatment they have given to him, and also if he has recuperated or not, or if this is just another show. Let me tell you, Nigerians have been through this before. And I think the reason why aides to President Buhari and his cronies and the cabal behind him are taking Nigerians for granted is because the characters who did this under President Umaru Yar'Adua for over 5 months were not punished for their crimes against the Nigerian people at that time. that is what is emboldening in these new crops of cabal or characters or political manipulators within our system to do what they are doing now. If the people who did that of Yaradua had been appropriately dealt with, we would not be in the situation that we are in now. Nigeria is adrift. There's no question about it. Nobody's in charge. The country is on autopilot, and it's unacceptable. And we must ensure that this is ended as soon as possible. So it is no longer about people who don't know their left from their right going to London on pilgrimage and wasting the few resources left in our bleeding economy to tell us that the president is recovering, or that they had a handshake with him, or that they ate with him, or that they delivered him a get well card. That's not what we want. We don't want any of those shows. We want competent medical doctors to tell us what is wrong with the president and to tell us what kind of treatment he has been receiving, and to ensure that those are able to tell us if he's capable of running Nigeria. What has clearly been shown is that President Buhari is not physically, mentally fit to run the country because he has abdicated his responsibility as the president and the commander-in-chief of the Nigerian Armed Forces. Those people who are wondering why we are not many, I'm sounding it to you that the person that's holding up Nigeria today, President Buhari, is just one person. So one person, in myself, should be able to resist him as well. So it's one versus one. We don't have to be plenty. We don't have to be many. The man that's holding Nigeria up today, President Muhammadu Buhari, is just one person. So one person too is here countering him. Okay, so don't worry if we are not plenty. Just one person is enough, because the person we are fighting against is just one as well. And all of them, others behind him, are all hiding behind him. And but our target is just one person. And I've asked him, President Buhari, come back home if you are well. If you are not well, please be honorable enough to resign and let Nigeria move forward. Simple. Period. Yeah, you can go ahead and talk to me. Well, I'm here to protest. I can't leave my position to come and talk to you. I'm here to protest. I'm on a sit-out. So if you want to talk to me, you have to join me.
It don't do. If you go and post down,
Momo don't do. Like the same thing.
see the camera here.
Momo don't do. Nigerian Momo.
You don't do.
I've been Nigerian Momo. They don't do. Nigeria don't do. He don't do. Momo don't do. He don't do. It's too much. God bless you. Nigeria, it's time for you to know God. Trust in God. All power belongs to God. Stop killing. Stop stealing our money. Stop stealing our money. Momo don't do. We don't do Momo rich. You know, you are stealing our money, leaving the poor behind. And the road is not being done. No food, no money, nothing. Useless in the poor. Momo don't do. God bless you.
Thank you, ma'am.
We update
Thank
every
you.
day. We update every day. President Buhari to resume back to work or resign. You know him, right? Yes. We are tired of absentee presidents, you know?
Must be nice enjoying, huh?
Yes. Nobody's paid in the world for not working. 100 days up to 100 days at a time.
It must be nice enjoying Nigeria.
Nigeria is the only country in the world where you don't work and you get paid. And the same president that says that is fighting ghost workers. Our president has become #1 ghost worker in the world. He's the only worker who doesn't go to work, who gets very well paid, who has a private jet parked at his pleasure, who's getting medical treatments. That must be the best health insurance in the world to be Nigeria's president. You don't go to work, you know, but you get paid. It's wrong. It must be condemned. And I'm sure if this was happening to someone else, if this was being perpetrated by another president, President Muhammad Buhari would have condemned it as he has done in the past. So he too must be condemned for doing this to Nigeria and doing it to Nigerians and doing this to the world and serving as a bad example for workers around the world. People actually work very hard to earn their pay. Anyone that is not working and is getting well paid must be condemned. That is not a constitutional matter. It's a moral issue as well. You know, and from what we have heard, President Buhari is a moralist. So why is he doing this to Nigerians when he is said to be somebody who is morally opposed to doing evil? When he's perpetrating evil against his own people, the Nigerian people.
Why we're here. Special shout out to Kyle and the Philippines. Resume or resign, this is why we're here, because our mumu don't do. Like, when is enough going to be enough? When are we going to wake up and realize that we have to fight for our rights? If we want things to change, we have to be the ones to change them. We can't just sit around and be tweeting about it the whole day and just grumbling and writing. We can only write so much. We can only talk so much. But what are we going to do about it? If push comes to shove, are we passionate enough? Are we ready enough? Are we willing enough to welcome a good Nigeria and to actively fight for it, to do our part in getting to a good Nigeria? Because it's more than just saying we want a better Nigeria, but what are we doing to get a better Nigeria? We're coming out, we're sitting out here in New York, we're protesting solidarity with our friends in Nigeria that our mumu don't do. Enough is enough. A wrong thing is a wrong thing, and we need to let the government know that we're not happy with it. Everyone is dissatisfied and you're okay with just staying indoors and not saying anything about it. Why are you afraid? If it's such a good government, you shouldn't be afraid to come out and speak your mind, to come out and say that they're doing something wrong. This is why we're here. I'm hoping you're enjoying this.